And welcome to This Day, folks. It is Saturday. It is April 26th. I'm Michael Taylor. Welcome to the program. You knew it was Saturday, though, because I always start Saturday right here at the desk with you guys. And we got a great show for you. Let's get right to it. For Republican Club, Pat McCone's going to be here. She's going to be talking about their upcoming meeting with Orange County Sheriff. He's going to be talking at their next meeting, talking about safety, talking about all the policies that they are enforcing there at the Sheriff's Department. So it should be a good one. Look forward to that. We'll get all the details from Pat. And then later in the program, Broadway Music Lovers Club is going to be here. Elisa Kaplan Center and Kate Barkley. They're going to be talking about their Alaska cruise. They're going to be talking about their Wicked previews that they're going to be doing, talking about a lot of other club membership things that are going on. So stay tuned for that interview a little later in the program. Right now, though, we want to keep you informed, and we want you to stay informed. And talking about safety, talking about the sheriff visit, well, we have village safety officers right here in our village, and there are some openings for part-time people who might be looking to do security patrol officer work. And so you can be patrolling Laguna Woods Village. You can help with the safety in the community. If you want more information about that, you can email Aaron Kennedy right there on the screen. The email's address is there, or call the phone number to get more information about how you can become part of Village Safety Services right here. Let's take a look at our weather forecast. And we've got some cool temperatures for today. Slight chance of rain today, but really just real sprinkles, maybe enough to get the windshield wipers going, but nothing major. Then rain chance clears out by Sunday, and we got some warming temperatures going into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Looking forward to some more spring-like temperatures out there. Get rid of these cloudy times. We already have May gray and June gloom right around the corner. Let's have some sunshine for April. All right, let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset while we're at it. And thank you very much, Sue Woods, right here in Laguna Woods, for sending us this picture. Beautiful sunset shot. Beautiful tree right there in the middle. Sunrise this morning was 6:07. Sunset tonight is going to be 7:30. And if you'd like to send us a picture, we'd love to see it. Beautiful sunrise, sunset shots, pets, places, vacations, wherever you might go, we use them all. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name like Sue did, where you took the picture like Sue did, and we will use it in our sunrise, sunset segment. All right, when we come back, we'll be talking to Pat McCone from the Republican Club about their upcoming meeting with the Sheriff of Orange County. Stay with us.
When it comes to life's most important medical challenges, where do you go? Welcome to the Hoag Institutes. Our top-ranked physicians are experts in diagnosing and treating the most complex medical conditions. Unparalleled expertise, world-class care, all within the Hoag Institutes, right here in OC.
Annette, how long has it been since we built your patio room?
A couple, 3 months, I guess.
Yeah. And so how's it working out for you?
It's just working out great, and you did it in such a timely manner, and we just love it out here.
Yeah, and when you gave us this job, I told you, we'll do a nice job for you. Did we?
Absolutely, we really, really did it. We couldn't be happier.
Thanks a lot. Give us a call. We'll do a nice job for you too.
And welcome back to the program. Republican Club has a great guest soon, and Pat McCone's joining us to tell us all about it.
Yeah.
You guys got the sheriff coming in. It's kind of a big deal. You guys
It is
excited
a
about
big deal for us, Michael, and I know a lot of people are excited about it. We had him 2 years ago. We try to get him every couple of years to
Right.
give us an update. He is such an amazing, impressive man.
Well, anybody who becomes a sheriff of any large county, obviously Orange County, 3 million people these days, has to really have some vast experience in law enforcement and really come up. He's come up through the ranks, right?
He has. He's held every role there is to hold in the sheriff's department. Yes.
Now, why is it that you think that is important for folks here in Laguna Woods Village to hear from the sheriff in terms of what kind of messages he's going to be delivering for you guys?
Well, I think every year is different. Right now, we have a lot of issues going on. First of all, he holds many roles, but his goal is to protect protect schools, fight crime. You know, we have the largest jail, one of the largest jails in the nation. So his goal, I know what he said last time, and I know he said it before, is he wants to, you know, prevent recidivism.
Yeah, and that's a challenge
Do no
because
more.
I know the Orange County jails have been impacted in terms of their population. There's overcrowding there has been a real problem for many, many years, not just under his tenure, but others before, right?
Yes.
And so that ability to kind of convert, I don't know, career criminals or something like that, or people who are repeat offenders into people who can integrate back into society would be a benefit for the community and the jail system.
Yes, exactly. And I think the issues now, you know, we have sanctuary cities in California, we have illegals, and we have crime going up. We have trafficking with narcotics, fentanyl. He has big issues besides just the normal, you know, protect the schools, protect the communities. So, you know, we're anxious to hear how he's doing all that. And right now, I know his role, he is going by the state of California law. He is not involved with ICE. So, you know, I think that's his challenge, is to hopefully protect the people of Orange County. He covers 800,000 residents. So he doesn't, you know, the sheriff doesn't cover 3.2 million
Right.
members.
Cities that are incorporated can have their own police force, or they can contract with the county, like Mission Viejo contracts with the county of Laguna Niguel. A lot of cities down here have a contract with the county to patrol their areas.
Yes. No, we have the sheriff, so we're you know, we're grateful to him that we have that.
Yeah, and Santa Ana PD and Anaheim, they have their own PD, but a lot of, especially in the South Orange County, they've done the contracting. So when we experience law enforcement here in Southern California, a crime report, an accident, or something like that, it's the sheriffs that are usually involved.
Yes, and I think, you know, he said our crime is not what it is in LA, or, I mean, they're doing a good job. And also that, Michael, they have he has a training academy. We have a training academy here for our sheriffs in our place, which I think is impressive. They have a crime lab. I mean, it's just really impressive how he manages it all.
Yeah.
You know, we're the 5th largest Sheriff's Department in the United States.
Yeah, they run sheriff's coroners, they run the jails, they run the court, they supply officers in the courthouse, they do the patrols here, investigations, crime, all sorts of things. So it's an amazing feat in terms of that. 4,000 employees in all, right?
No,
the Sheriff's Department?
Yes, which is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I'm impressed with how calm he is. I mean, I've seen him. I've gone to Board of Supervisors meetings, and he's there, and he's just an impressive man. He's calm, confident, and I think that gives us, I don't know, gives me the assurance and calmness that he has.
Now they also the Sheriff's Department also kind of liaisons with Homeland Security a little bit too. What's their role there? What do you understand about that?
You know, I don't know. I wish I could.
Pat, I'm asking you the big questions this morning.
I wish I could speak to it, Michael, but I just know he is. And I know when he came last time, he told us he did that, and honestly, I know he was on the president's task force for both Trump and Biden. So he serves all administrations.
And there's human trafficking that they're also engaged in terms of that. And it always seems to me, it's like, oh, that seems to me kind of a border thing. But the trafficking, I guess once the people get here, they're trafficked, and that can be a real issue in a community, right?
Yes. And it was years ago. Do you remember years ago, maybe 8 years ago, there was a big hullabaloo about companies bringing in slave trade, and companies that maybe they were mostly the retail industry is mostly in LA, but I know that was a big issue, and I'm sure it's gotten bigger.
Right.
But it's not really widely talked about.
Right. So the kind of illegal folks doing work under the table, they're getting very low wages, and they're kind of like almost indentured servitude sort of thing in some of these factories and companies, right? And also I understood that also sometimes there were live-in maids, so to speak, that were in people's homes that were illegal. They weren't, so they were being hidden there, and these people didn't have any recourse. So I think those are some of the
they're
things
enslaved,
right.
Basically. They're the slaves.
Yeah.
Michael, we're also going to we've asked Aaron Kennedy of the Laguna Woods Security to come and speak to us locally. At our meetings, our keynote covers a lot of the national and bigger news. But after lunch, we like to spotlight local things. So we want to find out how our Laguna Woods Security is doing, and they're going to come and give us some updates.
Yeah, I did a ride along with security a little while
Did
back,
you?
and it was really a great experience in terms of what they do and the service they provide and how they kind of keep the streets safe and go in and deal with some of the issues they have in the community.
That's really neat. Did you do that in Laguna Woods?
I do it right here in Laguna, with our security
Oh,
officers.
we can do that. Huh? That's good to know.
Well, you know, I had a special entree. I don't know if it's for everybody, but
Oh, but it was cool, huh?
it was very cool and very interesting to see what they do here.
Yes.
One of the things that, unfortunately, the Sheriff's Department and most law enforcement has become the first line of defense in terms of the homelessness problem. They're the ones who encounter homeless people on the street. When there's a call about something, they're the ones who show up. And they're maybe not as equipped as maybe a mental health worker or someone else could really be to do that. Is he going to talk a little bit about the homeless problem?
You know, I think he will. I hope
Yeah.
he will. We're going to ask him to. I mean, it's such a complicated issue. I remember that they were training them to be like mental health counselors when they meet these people. But, you know, sheriffs aren't, you know, they're not trained for that.
And that's the thing, that we ask them to do so much in terms of recognizing those things and understanding all of those situations. And I think it can be a challenge for anybody, right?
Yes. I think Orange County, I've heard we've done a better job than most counties. You know, I think, remember when they used to be up in the river in Santa Ana, Michael, years ago? We had a really bad encampment up there. And Todd Spitzer, we're going to have Todd in the fall. You know, he works hard to kind of, you know, clean that up. But yeah, that's a big issue.
And how about concealed carry permit? That's been one of those on again, off again issues in Orange County in terms of people wanting to be able to have concealed carry permits.
I'm glad you brought that up because I know Sarah Hutchinson, she was big on that, and I believe he is too. So that's one of the questions we want to ask him. I'll get an update on that. You know.
And what in terms of how you mentioned that he's following state law in terms of working with ICE and those kinds of things.
Yes.
What is this? Are you going to ask him about like what is the process if you have an arrest and there is maybe an undocumented worker
we'll
in
ask
the
him
system?
that. Yeah, it's definitely. I'm sure our people will. I just understand that right now California state law says the sheriffs cannot. It's the federal government's you know role to and then they're not crossing over. He's abiding by the California law. I've read that.
For the club, when you guys are looking for speakers in a big picture way, or do you kind of go, like you said, you've had the sheriff in every couple of years, do you kind of go back to the same kind of subject matter or whatever the hot subject matter is, and then you go find those experts and kind of bring folks in? How are your club members saying, hey, here's who we want to hear from next, and that kind of thing?
All of the above. I mean, sometimes we do. I've tried I'm our board, we have an executive board. We try to look at what's trending and what people want to hear, what they need updates on. It's a challenge. And then it's a challenge to get the person, to find the person that you think can address that specific subject. But we're very fortunate. I think in Orange County, in our area, we have tremendous wealth of people who can speak to things.
Yeah, it's such a vast and diverse community in terms of the people and the expertise areas and the colleges and the law enforcement, all the things that you can draw on so many experts. So if you look for an expert, Orange County has one.
Yes. And last night I went to a central committee meeting, and we have a new chairman, Will O'Neill, great guy. He was the mayor of Newport Beach. And he said, you know, we were very fortunate to have so many people.
But we're very fortunate to have the Republican Club right here in Laguna Woods Village. Pat McCone, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome, Michael. Please come join us.
Come out to the event, folks.
Yeah.
Give us the quick dates and everything. It's going to be over at May 2nd, Clubhouse 5.
Yes, call Patty Zingaro, 303-886-9600. Send in your check by this Friday. And if you don't want lunch or you just want to come at the last minute, we have speaker only. You can just come, no reservations.
There we go. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Michael.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
Small gestures of compassion, little leaps of ingenuity, brief moments of bravery. This is Memorial Care, where being the difference makes the difference.
Power your adventures with the all-electric 2024 Subaru Solterra. It comes with legendary Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, standard, plus a rugged 8.3 inches of ground clearance. Everything about the Subaru Solterra is advanced, including the technology keeping you and your passengers safe. Love is now electric.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru. Get your new Subaru here with complimentary maintenance included.
Well, as I say on Broadway, the show must go on, so we're going to continue our show with the Broadway Music Lovers Club. I want to welcome to our program Elisa Kaplan Center and Kate Barkley. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So you guys had your recent meeting and talking about all things Wicked, and probably talked a little about the cruise. How's the last meeting going?
Oh, well, the last meeting was very good. Elisa was on a cruise, and we had a speaker.
So it was good because she wasn't there? I mean,
Yeah, so, you know.
That's your start.
No, we were scrambling. I was like, oh my God, no
I needed
piano
to rest
playing?
my fingers.
So we had a speaker, and she specifically spoke about the beginning of theater and how we got to it, and talking about, you know, different stages and things like that. And then we skipped over the Golden Age because I had done that on like our second or third, and then continued on because musicals nowadays the format is very different than the format of the Golden Age.
Right,
you know,
right.
They've taken some things from it, but not everything. So she was talking about that. So that was neat, a different, you know, look on things.
Well, and all things evolve, right? I mean, there's not one form of art that hasn't had its different renaissances and different evolutions and those kinds of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my
Structure.
girlfriend just saw a Broadway show, and there's a lot of AI in it. Like the actors are singing, and they're getting very intimate, and all of a sudden you see the close-up on their face on a TV screen. So it's like, really? That's Broadway? So it has evolved, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
and that's one of the things I'm noticing for sure is the background. So it's becoming more screens than it is actual hard sets,
Absolutely.
which is
Yeah,
also interesting.
and you know, we've got our old diehard musical theater lovers that we're dragging, kicking, and screaming into the present day because it is different. So that's, you know.
Well, let's talk about different. Let's talk about Wicked. You guys are focusing on Wicked. You guys are getting ready for the sequel in terms of the movie to come out. So what is it about Wicked in its modernity to the stage that made it so popular?
Oh, popular.
Want to be
It's one of the songs. I think that, first of all, there's all the hype. So the hype definitely does it. But I think that the way it was presented and the things about the messages through it are messages that we want to hear right now. You know, acceptance of difference and working together and all those kind of things. And so it becomes something where people enjoy it, but it was gorgeous to look at.
Right.
I mean, just stunning, some of the things that he did.
Yeah,
I mean,
choreography was amazing,
Yeah.
music was amazing. Also the messages.
Yeah.
Love. You know, a basic message of love,
And
friendship,
friendship.
you know,
And
between
difference.
two people.
Yeah. So basically, because it's a 2-hour, 20-minute or 40-minute, I can't remember, movie, we decided. We had a board meeting, and we, the board, decided that we will split it over 3 months. So the first month we'll do 50 minutes, and then the next one 50 minutes and 50 minutes. But what we're going to do is I'm going to give what they call Easter eggs, which are things you have to hunt for. So if you hunt for these, you might find the clues. And like, for instance, who do these characters become in Wizard of Oz? Which characters in Wicked become the players in Wizard of Oz?
Right, because the connection to Wizard of Oz is that it's kind of a prequel. Wicked's kind of a prequel to that story.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Maguire wrote these 4 books, and Wicked was the first one, and that is the one that is the closest tied to Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that flow. And, you know, who knows, except for people who know Wicked, what the next, you know, half of the movie is going to be.
What could be next?
Yeah, I wonder.
And also, like, who doesn't love The Wizard of Oz?
Right.
All those
right.
beautiful messages, right, about fear and love and family and all the basics.
And coming of age and
watch-
journey and all
I
those
watch
things.
it every year when it comes on TV. I mean,
Right.
it's such a beautiful, beautiful film.
Yeah, I remember hiding under a table when the Flying Monkeys came out.
I ran
They were
down the hall, really scary when the Wicked Witch was.
Oh.
It scared me.
I love it when she's on the bike and the dog's in behind her. And I'm like, wow, Mommy,
Yes.
she really rides the bike fast.
See, and there are certain images from The Wizard of Oz that are part of the zeitgeist. I mean, they really are. You know, when she said shadow riding the bike, you saw it because we all know that. So it is, even though it was made like in the 40s, you know, it's still watched to this day.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's still one of those popular movies when it's on and presented, and it every year, kind of like A Wonderful
Absolutely.
Life, on all those. There's some movies just going to transcend.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about your meetings and you guys. When do you have them? How can people get involved?
Okay, so our next meeting is May 1st. We always meet on the first Thursday of the month at 1:30 p.m. Dining Room 1. So when you walk in the Performing Arts Center, you go to the right of the ticket box office. That's the first important thing. And you know, we always have something different. We already have 110 members, and the dues are coming up. So July 1st,
Yes.
There'll be $30 per person, and then $55 for a couple.
It's a bargain at twice the price.
It really is. And
If you're a
pay
couple.
once. Right, you have to pay once. I mean, we are taking off the month of August because we're going on our Broadway Music
cruise.
Lovers Cruise. And we're going
You
to
guys
be
needed to
leaving.
have sung that a little bit better.
No, I'm sorry.
The whole thing together with
Right, exactly. You know, we're excited. We're flying out of Seattle, and then we're flying to Seattle, and then we're getting on the cruise there. And that's from August 1st to the 8th. And we're joining Seth Rudetsky, who's a very famous, fantastic pianist from Broadway, musical comedy performer. We've gone up to LA to see his gig. He's fabulous. And every day when you're on the ship, when we're at sea, there'll be Broadway musical quizzes, master classes. There's going to be a passenger choir. Broadway performers are going to come. 3 of them. We've got Stephanie J. Block and her husband, somebody else.
I can't find her
You
name.
can remember who.
Somebody else. We'll
But they're
figure it
real
out.
people. And you
Yeah,
know,
I don't think it's Krista Rodriguez.
yeah, we're trying to figure out who it is. But, you know, and we've got 12 people coming from the village. So people that live here and their friends, people who have never done anything like this. Actually, a colleague of mine who's a doctor that I met here is going to come with her husband. So we're very excited. And, you know, we are just looking forward to experiencing, and I'm an educator, she's an educator also, watching people grow and learn and love something. And this is our craft.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, and by the way, I'm going to be musically directing on July 23rd for the Old Pros.
Here we
A
go.
chorus line. It's the 50th
Oh, really?
anniversary of a chorus line, which I did not know
did
when I
not
picked
know
the
that.
show.
Wow.
So Kate's going to
I
be
was,
in
of course, 1 year old.
it. But so I've got.
I'll be honest, I was 7.
I have some really great.
Okay, 4.
We have really great performers, so it's going to be a musical comedy review of a chorus line.
Okay.
So 6:30 p.m. on July 23rd, Clubhouse 7.
And by the way, just the Alaska cruise in itself, and not just the jet. I've been to Alaska once, and let me tell you, that coast, I did a fishing trip there.
Yeah.
Just to see the coastline, and you'll see bears just walking along. It is an amazing experience just to see Alaska. If you've never been, just for that experience alone is a pretty cool. And it's summer, so it's going to be the summer night
Perfect
lights.
time.
Yeah.
Perfect
And, you know,
time.
I was in Alaska a couple years ago. The great thing, too, is that for me, I felt like I was in another world, in another country. It did not seem like it was the United States of America. I can't explain it to you. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
a faraway land.
It
It
was.
feels that way, and it's
Yeah.
so rural, it's so rugged,
Beautiful,
and it's
yeah.
so. I mean,
Yes.
there are no roads, there are no freeways. You have to fly into a lot of cities,
Oh, yeah.
It is an incredible experience.
And there's
in
going to
terms
be
of
great
that.
excursions. So for those who are coming on our trip with us who have never been, they can take the excursions and not miss anything on those days. Because we're only going to do stuff on the days we're on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you have the quizzes, you have the master classes, the passenger choir, Broadway performance, cabaret shows. That's a lot going on.
Oh, and I
So
was
busy.
told
Oh,
that-
wait, and eating.
Yeah,
We have
exactly.
to eat all the time.
I understand they're going to have an area for all of us to sit together if we want to.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So folks can get, and that you can still sign up for that from
Yes.
now
Yes.
until whenever it
Yeah,
might
we
be.
have a wonderful travel agent, Mark McCready. I can connect you with them. The contact information is up there, so call if you want to come.
All right. Come to the
Absolutely.
next meeting, find out more. All right, folks, have a wicked rest of your day.
Always.
Until we see each other again. I know you're counting down the moments until the sequel comes out.
Yes,
That should be
well,
fun.
let's see, it's November, so we're in, it's not that far.
Right.
Got to do the math, got to carry one. Lisa Kaplan Center and Kate Barkley, thank you so much from Broadway Music Lovers Club.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us.
Absolutely. You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.
As we get older, sometimes we need a little extra care. We can stay independent and in our own homes with the right care. Care to eat our favorite meal. Care to look our best. Care to stay active. Care to look after our pets. Find personalized in-home care at AmericareBeachCities.com.
Seniors fear running out of money more than death itself, and the number one mistake you can make is underestimating volatility, which can derail your retirement. For 35 years now, I've coached seniors to financial independence by using two simple rules: never take big losses and create income along the way. It's your financial future. Call now to get a free risk analysis to ensure your investments are protected, and we'll send you our Safer Money System, 949-219-0692.
And welcome back. Let's talk about our Saturday movie. I think it's a horror movie. I'm not sure, but it looks kind of scary. Maybe it's a little suspense thriller. It's called Companion. It stars Sophie Thatcher. It's brought to us by RadNet. It's going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. A billionaire's death sets off a chain of events for Iris and her friends during a weekend trip to his lakeside estate. Let's take a look at our forecast before we go. And we got some pretty good temperatures coming up a little later after this weekend. Right now it's going to be cool today, it's going to be cool tomorrow, and then we start to warm up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We get a nice little warm up, very spring-like, a little more sunshine, a little less clouds. I'm all for that. High is going to be 74 on Tuesday. Looking forward to that one. And looking forward to Monday, because Monday on the program we have the El Toro Water Districts coming in. Bree's going to be here doing those interviews, and along with the Hispanic Heritage Club. So stay tuned for Monday with Bree and our guests. That's going to do it for this Saturday edition of This Day. For all of us here at Village Television, I'm Michael Taylor. We hope you make this day a great one.